I will have it as an opportunity for anyone who missed the lesson, and also for anyone who wants to go back and look at it again. I am going to send it to my teachers, so your voice will be recorded and maybe your face if it's on my screen, but mostly this is me being recorded. Okay? Now, when we go, let me start presenting so you can see my screen. And when we're looking at the Jamboard, we have the alphabet, and we've just gone through A, B, C, all the way through Z. We know that the initial letter of the alphabet is
A.
The final letter is
Z.
And the exact middle letters are
M
and N. All the letters between A and Z are called medial letters. And there are 26 letters that make 44 sounds. And all those letters are either going to be
vowels
or consonants. Good. Now, since we had a little technology difficulty, we'll start over. Let's go ahead and touch and name the alphabet together. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M,
N,
O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Good. Now, if you look on my Jamboard, you'll see here that I have the word object. And we're going to assume, because sequencing of the alphabet is very important, we're going to assume that we're trying to look up the word object in the dictionary. And we've already figured out what quartile it's in, and we've already used our cornering to get to this page. And this page in the dictionary has obelisk and oboe as the guide words. We don't know if object is on this page, and we need to decide that because we are not going to look at every word on the page. So if we want object to be on the page, obelisk represents the first word on that page, and oboe represents the last word on that page, which means object should come between them. So when we look, we're going to see, we're hoping, if we're on the right page, that object will come after obelisk, and it will come before oboe. So the first thing we need to do is decide which letters we're going to look at. Now, if we put these in sequence, we have O, B, E, O, B, J. And you can't see my little thing, so I will underline O, B, E, and O, B, J. So we're looking at this letter J. Does J come after E?
Yes.
J comes after E. So that's a yes. Now, the second question we have to ask ourselves is, does OBJ come before OBO? We want it to be before this one. So OBJ, does J come before O in the dictionary? Yes. So we have found that it is between these two words, and yes, object will be on this page. Okay? Now I want you to try one. Let me get your new cards up here. I'm using sticky notes on Jamboard. And so I have this word. I have this word. Whoops. And I have this word. Okay? Let me make them a little bigger. So we have the word including, and we are trying to see if it's on the page in the dictionary that has the guide words incalculable and incompetent. So we want to see first, does our guide word, or does our keyword or the target word come after this word and before this word? So which letter would you use? You can't use I. You can't use N. What would you use?
In which word?
In the first guide word.
A.
Okay. And what would you use in our target word?
L.
Okay. So what question do you need to ask yourself?
Does L come after A?
Yes. And is that true or false? Does L come after A?
Yes.
So we're going to put a check. Okay. And then we need to see if this word comes before this word. Okay?
Okay.
So what letters are you going to use?
L and O.
Okay? So what question will you ask yourself?
Does L come before O?
Okay, and what's the answer?
Yes.
So you can check it. And that means that yes, including is going to be on the page with the guide words incalculable and incompetent. Okay? Let me have you do one more, please. All right. Walk me through what you were going to do here.
So we're trying to find the word sewer on a dictionary page, and service is the first word, and sessile is the last word. So we need to see if this word comes after this word, and this word comes before this word.
Good.
So I can't use S or E.
Okay.
So I'm going to look at R. And I can't use S or E. I'm going to look at W. And does W come after R? Yes. Now moving on to this word. I can't use S or E. So I'm going to use this S and still using the W. And does W come before S? No.
Okay.
So
What does that tell us?
So it tells us that this word is not in between these two words.
Okay. So where would we go in the dictionary if it's after this one, but also after this one?
We would go to.
Are we going to go to the next page or the page before this one or the page after?
The next page.
So the page after the one with these words on it. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and let me stop sharing. And we're going to do our cards. And I'm going to have you buzz through them because we need to do them all today. Okay? So we have
E, W, digraph TH, F, combination WH, R, diphthong OY, K, E consonant E, digraph AY, digraph SH, O, digraph CK, digraph AW, combination OR, N, vowel Y, combination UR, diphthong OW and digraph OW, diphthong OU, trigraph TCH, X, V, digraph AI, B, digraph combination AR, diphthong OI, digraph OE, digraph IE, I, digraph EI, quadrigraph EIGH, trigraph IGH, A consonant E, L, I consonant E, digraph EE, combination QU, C, digraph CH, digraph UE, D, trigraph DGE, combination ER, S, G, T, P, U, combination IR, J, digraph AU, digraph OA, H, Z, digraph OO, U consonant E, O consonant E, Y, digraph NG, digraph EA, M, digraph EW, A, digraph EU.
Good. Now let's do our keywords and sounds.
Octopus robot O, onion apple bacon banana ball watch igloo spider thief pie Europe you star dollar bat v violin v sorry turtle box fly I candy saucer coin oi table toe mouse owl cow owl.
Those shouldn't have been together.
Snow nest sink book moon king gate yeah I did that right. Jim nail
nail a
rabbit saw jar athlete rope leaf mule pig pig statue kite feet chair
sorry about that.
Chef school eight a easel bread ceiling veil a do bird yarn umbrella music tray fork worm doctor mop 5 elephant
elephant
I went too fast.
meter
boy oi thumb mother match light eye socks nose truck wagon whistle hat zipper cake queen badge fern dog boat fish cup city.
Good job. That's a lot of words, but you are doing a great job. Okay, now let's go back to the Jamboard and talk about something new and exciting today. This is going to clear up a lot of the final things or concerns you have about how come there's still some words that I struggle to read. And you'll notice that when we have a word, we're going to go to page 4 of our Jamboard. And I want to remind you very quickly, if you look at the top of this chart, you'll remember that one syllable equals one vowel sound. And we know that when we have a vowel in a closed syllable, it's
short.
And we code it with a breathe. When we have a vowel in an open accented syllable, it's long, and we code it with a macron. When we have a vowel in an open unaccented syllable, if it's an A, it gets rude and says If it's an I, it gets whiny and says eh. And if it's an E, O, or U, it still makes its long sound, but it does it in a half long. And we call that a modified macron because it'll say E, O, U. We know our vowel teams are either going to be digraphs or diphthongs, and syllable type 4 is a vowel consonant E with a long vowel and a silent E. Okay, we also, of course, know final stable syllables in our bossy R's. So we need to remind ourselves about accent. Accent means that that letter or letters is spoken a little louder with our mouth open a little wider and our voice holding just a tiny bit longer. And so I want us to look at, oh, I'm sorry, I'm got to change pointers. I want us to look first at this word. Now, when I see a word that has something I recognize, like digraph OA, I could underline that. And whoops, wrong pointer. I could underline that. And I know that digraph OE says O. And if I read this word, it's going to say O-T, pote. Have you heard of the word pote?
No.
No, I haven't either. So we need to talk about a new type of syllable division today, which you probably figured out because Ms. Farney has the syllable division patterns chart out. Now, if I can't do any obvious coding, let me pull up this one. This is what we do when we have more than one vowel sound. Remember, one vowel sound equals one syllable. And so if I have a word with more than one vowel sound, I normally first code any prefixes, suffixes, or final stable syllables. Or I look for base word, base word. Do you see any prefixes or suffixes or final stable syllables in this word right here? No. So then we want to look for obvious coding. Well, we already figured out that digraph OE doesn't work here. Okay? And besides, digraph OE is usually
O.
It says O, and it's often in the final position, like in toe. Okay? So we can't do step number 4 or number 3. So we need to go on to step number 4. Let me move this one to the back and move this one on top of it so you can see it better. Okay? Did it change for you?
No.
Hit refresh. Okay. So it's not changing for me either. Let me move that one out of the way and put this one on top. Okay, move your syllable division chart so you can see it. Since I'm presenting, you can see mine. So on step number 4, it says we're going to mark the vowels in a position to be sounded. So we know that we have vowel. Oh, that's kind of cool. Vowel. Now, we normally, let me do this so I have some room here. Writing with your screen is so much more difficult, and I don't think I like that color. So I'm going to do, I have a vowel and I have a vowel, and I draw a line. Now, step 5 says to pattern. I don't have a consonant here. Okay? But if you look at our pattern list, you'll see that the one at the bottom shows that I can have vowel, vowel. Well, that's new. We haven't done that before. And it says the most common way is to divide between the two consonants and accent the first syllable. So let's see what happens if we do that. Accent the first syllable. Well, that means the O is now a vowel in an open accented syllable. So it's going to be long, and we're going to code it with a macron. Sorry. And then the second one is a vowel in a closed syllable, so we're going to code it with a breve. And so our word says poet. Have you heard of a poet?
Yes.
Yes, I have too. It's someone who writes poems. So we now have a new pattern, and that is vowel, vowel, where we divide between the two vowels, and we have to divide there because we know that each syllable gets one vowel sound. So in these kinds of words, the two vowels, even though they're beside each other, each get their own sound. Okay? So let's try one other let's go code some of those words. So go to the next page on your Jamboard, and you'll see we have 1 through 6. I see lots of I's and O's. So again, we're just going to use our new vowel syllable division, where we divide between the vowels, accent the first syllable, which, if you'll notice, in every case is going to make this be a vowel in an open accented syllable, so it's going to be long. Okay? So the first one, we don't have any prefixes, suffixes, or final stable syllables. I don't see base word. So we're going to mark our vowels in a position to be sounded. I have a V, a vowel over the I, and a vowel over the O. And then I'm going to do what it says to do here and divide between them and accent the first syllable. So that means my I is a vowel in an open accented syllable, so it's long, code it with a macron. And then the O is a vowel in a closed syllable, so it's short, we code it with a breve. And this word says riot. Okay? Riot, but we accent the first syllable, so it's riot. Can you try to code number 2 for me?
Can you see that good? Oh, I made the B's too low. That's okay.
That's okay.
And so that would make, can I do it underneath it?
No, put it above it, just right under the V.
So this would be an open.
It's open accented, so it
codes with a so it's long. Code it with a macron, if I can draw it on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the I is
vowel in a closed syllable is
short.
Code it with a
breve. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes. Now, what does the word say?
Stoic.
Good. Okay. And if we did one more, we have, let's do number 5. Oh, Miss Farney didn't mean to draw all over the word. Sorry about that. Go ahead and do number 5 for me. Just mark your vowels a little higher so you have room for your coding marks. Sorry.
Vowel. Split down the middle. And this is a closed.
Okay, where's your accent?
Oh, accent. Sorry, I thought I drew. Oops.
And then the I is a vowel in an open accented syllable.
So we code with a macron.
Mm-hmm.
And the A is a vowel in a closed.
So we code it with a breve because it's short. And what is the word?
Trial.
Mm-hmm. Remember the A before the L says we could have actually even coded it with a tittle, the little the little dot. That's a dot as far as you know. Okay. And can you read number 6 for me?
Oh.
Good. All right. Let's go to the next page of our Jamboard. I'm working on getting us some instant words to read, but until we get those, let's look. We're going to code any words that have a suffix, prefix, or final stable syllable, meaning they are derivatives. And we're going to code our new learning, which is anything with a vowel. You know what? Before we do this, let's go back to page 4 of the Jamboard. And we're going to use the same stuff, but I'm going to teach you one other little change. And that is, if I'm using a different kind of word, I'm going to put poet over here, and I'm going to pull out this other word in my green card. Okay? Now, this word also has 2 vowels together. And my immediate reaction might be to say, oh, it's like statue U, and UE says you. And if we code it that way, the word would say jute. I've never heard of jute. So this may be one of these new words Miss Farney's teaching me about, which is vowel, vowel. So to do this one, I would go back to my words that my syllable division chart. I don't see any prefixes or suffixes. I don't see any base word, and I already tried my obvious coding and it doesn't sound right. So I'm going to go to the next step, which is to mark the vowels in a position to be sounded, just like we've been doing. And then I don't have a consonant in between, which means it's this one. So I'm going to divide between, and if I accent the first syllable, then this is long and this is short, and it says do it. Well, I don't know what a do it is. So I'm going to modify that just a bit. And I'm going to try this number 2, the least common way or the less likely way, but it is a word that we might use. And the only difference is we accent the second syllable. Okay? So that means this U is a vowel in an open, unaccented syllable. And so it's going to be half long and say you. And it's just cut off real short. And then the E is still a vowel in a closed syllable. So now we would say duet. And have you heard of a duet?
Yes.
Yes, when people sing, two people sing together, they're singing as a duet. Or if two musicians are playing instruments together, they would be playing a duet. So now let's go to slide 5. And I am going to delete the words we've already done. And I am going to erase what someone has already gone in and done, my overachieving babies. And instead of accenting the first syllable, we're going to divide these and see if maybe accenting the second syllable works better. And I'm going to move this over because it's got 2 opportunities so that if you don't like the first way it sounds, you can try again. So let's do the first one together. I'm going to look at this word. I see more than one vowel sound. I need to decide, is there any obvious coding, prefixes, or suffixes? No. So I'm going to mark all my vowels in a position to be sounded. And I do have a consonant here, so I'm going to mark that here. Well, that gives me vowel, consonant, vowel, vowel. And if I look back at the previous screen on my patterns, that's not one of them. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So if I go here, I don't have vowel, I have vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. I have vowel, consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, 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 vowel, and vowel, vowel. So I need to just code left to right. And my first pattern that I recognize is vowel, consonant, vowel. So I'm going to ignore that final vowel for now. The most common way to divide vowel, consonant, vowel is before the first consonant and accent the first syllable. And so if I do that, that A is a vowel in an open accented syllable. So it's long, code it with a macron. And this is accented. I'm going to use this color so you can see it a little better. And then when I keep going across, now I have vowel, vowel. And I'm going to divide between them so that I can deal with each vowel separately. In a word that has 3 or more syllables, it is possible to have, when it's a base word, it is possible to have a secondary accent. So we know that A is going to be, stay is going to be our primary accent. But we're going to just leave this as it is. And if this I is a vowel in an unaccented syllable, it gets whiny and says, eh. So we're going to code it with a breve. And then the U is a U in C, or UV, which is I'm sorry, a UM, which is a consonant. So that's a closed syllable, so the U also gets a breathe. And this word says stadium. Stadium. Have you heard of a stadium?
Yes.
Yes, that's where we play football games. Okay? And actually, the second accent would be here, stadium. Okay? Stadium. And then let's go look at number 2. Can you try to code that one? Okay.
And now I start with the first vowel.
Okay, you have vowel, vowel is the first pattern you come to that you recognize from left to right going this way.
So I do what I did here.
Yes, you're going to divide between the two vowels.
And accent the second. Or the first one.
Well, we can try it either way. So do the first one, since that's the most common. I can see it.
So I is a closed.
It's the last letter, so there's nothing after it, so it's open.
So it's open, okay. So we code it with a breathe.
Macron. It's going to be a long I.
Okay. And the second one.
Now our next pattern is vowel, consonant, vowel.
Okay. So that is like this one up here.
Mm-hmm.
So would we accent the first one again?
Well, let's just divide it first, and then we'll see if we need an accent. Okay.
That was an extension of the line. Not
That's
accent.
fine. So I'm thinking the accent will, we don't say violet. So let's accent the last syllable as our secondary accent.
Okay.
Okay. And so what are we going to do with that O if it's in an open, unaccented syllable?
Code it with a half long.
A modified macron, which is the little upside down T. Good. And then our E is simply a vowel in a closed syllable. It's short, code it with a brief. And read that word for me.
Violet.
Right. And you've heard of a violet. It's a color. It's a kind of flower. And when we say it, you notice violet. Okay? Vi gets the most accent. Let gets a little bit more than O. Okay? Can you read number 3 for me?
Scorpion.
Can you read number 5?
Violent.
Number 4.
Helium.
Okay. And number 6.
Aelin.
Okay, it's A. We got vowel, 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 and a consonant. So we're going to divide here. That one's going to be long because it's open. Then we divide here. You can't use the IE as
Digraph.
yes. So it's I is short because it's in an unaccented syllable, and this is short because it's in a vowel in a closed syllable. So now it says alien. Good, alien. Okay. So that's how come some words that have two vowels together don't have the sound you expect. Each vowel gets its own sound. And now let's go over and read some sentences. Remember, we may put the accent on the first, or we may put it on the second. Okay? So the first, we're looking for any words with a prefix or a suffix. And what's the first word you see with a prefix or a suffix on it?
The.
No, that isn't a prefix or suffix.
Oh, girls. Sorry.
Girls, suffix S. Okay. I'm going to do this in a different color with a little smaller pen. So we have girls. So the girls stood at the, is this our new learning?
Yeah.
So we would code this one. And we have, oh, Miss Farney's arm went crazy. We have podium, and sang a duet. Good. Okay, this is long and this is short, and the accent is here. Code for me just the new learning in the sentence number 3.
The eyes. Oh, there's accent. Long. And the second one is short.
Well, actually, what do you see there? Combination,
or.
and it says because it's the unaccented syllable. So or in the unaccented syllable says Okay, so what's that word?
Prior.
Good, prior. And that means before. Okay, prior to your test, you should study. And what's the next new learning word?
Trial.
Good, you didn't see that as trail. And so you divided here, trial. And the judge must first meet, go ahead and read the whole sentence.
Prior to the trial, the judge must meet with the jury.
Good. Now let's go over and do our next page of the Jamboard. We're going to do our rap. So I will read the line, then you will copy, you will echo, and then you'll read the last one. Riot.
Riot.
Poet.
Poet.
Dial.
Dial.
Bias.
Bias.
Real.
Real.
Pliant.
Pliant.
Trial.
Trial.
Prior.
Prior.
Stoic.
Stoic.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Now, can you read line 1 of paragraph 3 for me?
Riot. Real. Bias. Prior. Quiet.
Good. Now let's go to the next page of our Jamboard. And we're going to do some spelling here. So one of the things I need to remind you is that we have quite a few rules about spelling. Okay? And there's going to be a new rule that we're going to learn. And it's going to be how we handle the S sound in the final position of a word. Okay? So if we have a 1-syllable base word, and it has a final, well, it has to have a short vowel first. If you have a 1-syllable base word and you hear a short vowel, and then a final, oh my heavens, these words. Okay. Ooh, wrong one. Let me get my other book and I will be right back with you. Sorry. Sorry about that. All right. So if we have a base word, I'm going to erase this and write it with my finger because that's embarrassing. So if I have a 1-syllable base word and it has a short, or it could be more than 1 syllable, a one or more syllable base word with a short vowel sound and then a final s sound, we're going to spell that in different ways. If the accented syllable ends in the final s, then we're going to spell that SS, which we've done before, like the floss rule. But sometimes, now that we've got more advanced words, we'll find a one syllable base word with a short vowel sound and then a final s in the unaccented syllable. And when that happens, we're going to spell that with just one S. And you've come across words like this before. For example, let's spell minus. Okay? So the word minus, Miss Farney's just going to write it for you, is M-I-N-U-S. So this is a two-syllable base word that has a short vowel and then a final S. And so we spell it with only one S. But as I reminded you, the floss rule has a one-syllable word with an accent. And this one, the accent was here. So it's mine, us. And then floss, short vowel, accent. So it's two S's. Okay? So we just need to pay attention to where our accent is. And that's why we've talked about it so much today. So I'm going to have you click on the colored squares Jamboard, because it's hard to make each lesson have its own. So I have actually created a separate Jamboard for that. But let me, you need to just go to the Canvas page and click on it. And remember, somebody's been playing in my Jamboard. I'm glad y'all are practicing when we're not in class. So remember that all of these colored squares represent the sounds the consonants make, okay? And then, of course, we have our short vowels, our long vowels, and our diphthongs, okay? So we're going to practice listening for accent and spelling the words with these sounds. Now let's do the first one together. I want to spell the word chess. Echo.
Chess.
Unblend. Ch. E. S. Okay, I hear a one-syllable base word with a short vowel w and a final s. Sh. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead and sound it out and then we'll know. So the first sound I hear is ch, and that is a consonant sound. We're just going to pretend like we have a box here because this Jamboard doesn't let me put a box. And then the next sound I hear is eh. Is that a short or a long vowel?
Short.
Good. And then the final sound I hear is s. Is that a consonant or a vowel?
Consonant.
Okay. Ch, eh, s. Now, if that says chess and I want to spell the word chess, I'm going to know that my rule says a one or more syllable base word with a short vowel and a final s sound. This is a mess. In an accented syllable gets two S's. Wait. New technology. You're just going to have to bear with me. Let me do it this way. A one or more syllable base word with a short vowel sound and a final s. If it's accented, is spelled with SS. That way we can read what Miss Farney wrote. And if we have a one or more syllable base word with a short vowel and a final S in an unaccented syllable, and I don't think it's going to let me insert a field there. Whoops. Then we're going to end that with just an S. Okay? So there's our two rules, easier to read than Miss Farney's chicken scratch on the screen. So back to our word ch-es. We're going to spell that. How do you spell ch?
C-H.
How do you spell eh?
E.
And we know that s is spelled
With two S's.
two S's because in a one-syllable base word, the accent is always on that one syllable. And since it's a one-syllable base word with a short vowel sound and a final s, we're going to spell it with two S's. Now, what if we wanted to spell bonus? Echo?
Bonus.
Okay. And I'm going to put these back. And now, Aaron, I would like you to drag let's go through this example since we haven't done it together yet. So I hear bonus. Let's unblend bonus. Echo?
Bonus.
B.
O. S.
Good. So the first sound B, is that a consonant or a vowel?
Consonant.
Okay. And then O.
O is a vowel.
Is it a short vowel or a long vowel? And then N.
Consonant.
N.
A short vowel.
Okay.
And S with one S is a consonant.
Okay, but we don't know yet how many S's. So we have bonus. Where is the syllable divided? Bonus.
In between the O and the N.
Okay, so bonus. And we've got our division line right here. Now, when you say the word bonus, are you accenting the first or the second syllable? Bonus or bonus?
First.
First syllable. Okay, so that means this one is unaccented.
Yes.
So how do you spell the sound B with letters?
B.
And O.
O.
And N.
N.
And
U.
And S.
S.
Okay, now we just need to check our rules here. We have a one or more syllable base word. We have two syllables. And we have a short vowel before a final S.
So it's one S.
But because it's in the unaccented syllable, we're going to only use one S. Good. Now, while I erase this, you make sure you're logged onto it. And I want you to spell with our mouth, with our colored squares. I want you to spell a word. All right, I'm going to let you control the board.
Okay. Take that so I don't drop it.
And I want you to spell glass. Echo?
Glass. Glass.
Unblend.
G-L-A-S.
Okay.
So.
And you can use your finger on your touch
Oh,
screen.
yes, you're right. Okay. So G.
Well, we're not using letters, we're using sounds.
Oh,
Do you hear a
sounds.
consonant or a vowel sound?
Consonant.
So you're going to take the top one on the right. G.
G.
L.
L is another consonant. This one.
A.
A is a vowel and it's short.
Good.
S is a consonant.
Good. Okay. So now we need to spell that in letters. What letter? So you have G, L, A, S. So how do you spell G?
G.
And you can write it in cursive if that's more comfortable. How do you spell L?
L.
How do you spell A?
A.
And then we want to spell the S sound. So we've already seen this has got a short vowel and it's one syllable. So we just need to decide, is the accent on this one syllable? Yes.
Yes.
Because it's the only place it can be. So how many S's are we going to use?
2.
Right. So this is our floss rule. Glass. Very well done. Now, let's erase our word and put our squares back quickly. This takes a little longer than our smartboard with the eraser.
It does. Plus, I'm not
Okay.
used to this.
You're still on eraser. You got to go to pointer.
You're right.
And then just put those back up there. They don't have to be perfect because you're about to move them again to spell the word cactus.
Cactus. K-A.
Okay, that's two sounds. Two sounds. So cactus.
Cactus. Okay. So consonant C. K. A is a short vowel.
Good.
K is another consonant.
Leave a little space when you hear a syllable division. Cactus.
Another consonant.
Yeah, well,
Is a short vowel.
they asked about 6 foot.
S is another consonant.
Okay. And when you say the word cactus, is your accent on the first syllable or the second syllable?
The first syllable.
Good. So go ahead and put your accent mark, and that'll help us when we're spelling. So now we have the letter, we have the k sound before an a, and we know we can spell that with a
C.
Mm-hmm. And how do you spell a?
A. K. Another C. T. That does not look like a T. U. S.
And when you divide that word, we've already decided the accent's on the first syllable. So you only need one S.
Only one S.
Because the second syllable is unaccented. And it's a final vowel, short vowel, Very well done. Okay. Go to the next page on the Jamboard for me. And I would like you to spell the word, to write the sentence, he plays with a glass chess set. Before you begin, remember that a sentence begins with a capital letter, ends with some sort of punctuation, contains a subject and a predicate, and forms a complete thought. So I'm going to give you the subject and predicate and the complete thought. I need you to spell the sentence. Look, listen, echo, then look, listen, write. He plays with a glass chess set.
He plays with a glass chess set.
Okay.
So capital letter. This is hard to write. Plays with. I'm going to write. I can't do that in capital letters. With a glass. 2 S's. Chess. Set. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this A because it does not look like a A.
And how do you read that sentence?
With a period.
Good. Okay.
If I can draw a period. There we go. That's supposed to be a period.
And the last sentence, and you can go to the next page, and if you want to write this in cursive with your screen, you can. The fatter pens, I think, are easier to write with.
This one? Okay.
They just take more room. I
okay.
like the third one, but you can use whichever one you want. I want you to write the sentence, the boy stuck his hand on the cactus.
Okay, so I need a capital letter. And
you don't have to make that.
Oh, okay. I was going to, but okay. So can you read it again? Look, listen,
echo. The boy stuck his hand on the cactus.
The boy stuck his hand on the cactus. The boy, that's an O, stuck his hand, this is hard, on the cactus.
All
And
right.
period.
And okay, I see that you're trying to
period.
put a period there. All right. So that is our lesson for today. We are out of time. So I would like you to give yourself a hand for taking care of a really hard lesson that took a long time. And in spite of technology, I appreciate you recording this with me. I have a special treat for you that I will be giving you. And I would like to tell you to have a good day. Bye.